Righty then, that was all right, wasn't it? Pre-season 1 in the bag. Erik Ten Hag's first game in charge of Manchester United in the bag. 4-0. Are we going to get carried away? Shit, we might do. We might do. Lots of positives to take from that. I think Liverpool fans are going to do their absolute best to downplay it, but at the end of the day, it was Klopp that one that was coming out saying there's no such thing as pre-season friendlies when it comes to United and Liverpool. And I thought it was pretty good performances from some players, not from all, I would say. Not from all. But I think the holistic thing, the good thing about it was you could see some changes. And like Erik Ten Hag himself has just said, not perfect, loads of mistakes to work on, but you have to take that as a massive positive. And anybody that tries to downplay that after the season that we've had can go fuck themselves, honestly. So some really good positive stuff to take out. Personally, my own positives, Tony Martial shocked me with how good he looked. Really shocked me with how good he looked. Very impressive performance from him. So big ups to Tony Martial. I thought Jadon Sancho was very, very, very good. Massive positive for him. And I thought Zidane Iqbal was probably my 3 standout players in a United shirt. I thought those are the ones that look really good. I thought Rashford looked sharp, but doesn't look like he's got confidence again just yet. So a bit of work to do on him. I thought Luke Shaw looked poor. I thought McTominay looked poor. Varane looked all right. De Gea was good coming off his line, actually. That's worth mentioning. He looked like he'd advanced a little bit as well. So overall, loads to see. Some people in the comments there talking about very impressive from Zidane Iqbal. I thought Charlie Savage had a nice tidy game. I think that's worth a mention as well. But yeah, some nice strong performances. And again, not perfect. Completely see where Ten Hag is coming from. But some strong performances. And that's what's worth us looking at. We got early. We went forward early. We looked like we were a bit more confident at times playing out. The press was there, and obviously it's delightful to see Tony Martial press the ball and try and get himself a shot away, which obviously he scored from. But the fact that he did it all just by pressing and capitalising on the mistake from Liverpool, I thought was sensational. So, you know, I think there's plenty of things to be happy about. It could have gone the other way, and you know, I've seen people now sort of say Liverpool did it to make sure we don't sign anyone. We're going to sign somebody. Don't worry about that. I think this is a United team that needed confidence, and I think they've got to get a little bit of confidence from what we've just seen. Who would be my starting 11 from that today? I'd want another look at... excuse me. I'd want to see another look at Zidane Iqbal, in all honesty. I think a performance like that earns him more minutes. CM17 says thoughts on Pellistri. His involvement for a goal, I think he missed it both of his involvement for a goal, but he ended up scoring, so you can't complain too much at that. Peter Knight says too early to get giddy. Nah, quadruple incoming. Tony Martial FC back, and please tell me what the hype with Donny is. Never impresses me. I'd agree on that. Disappointing from Donny van der Beek. He had a real opportunity there, so I think more work to be done from him. But there's a long pre-season. I won't be panicking just yet or demanding he gets flung out the door just yet. I think it was disappointing, but there's plenty of time to see him come through and do something. People want to know about Malacia. I thought it was a bit ordinary, in all honesty. I thought he looked nervous, which is maybe understandable. So, you know, I think that was a bit like Donny van der Beek's performance, to be honest. Maybe requiring a bit more. Let him settle in a little bit and see how it goes. Jit says, seems like Ten Hag knows how to motivate Martial. Interesting one. Levi says, Bay is a beast. Bay terrifies me, honestly. He is... You don't want that level of unpredictability at centre-half where he's going to just do something outrageous in a massive mistake sort of sense, and then outrageous in a massive positive sort of sense. He's too wild. You can't have wild at centre-half. As entertaining as it undoubtedly is, you can't have wild. Gavin Williams says, Savage has eclipsed his old man already. Brutal, but factual. Adil says Iqbal over Iniesta. That's probably getting a little bit excited, but I like the sentiment. Casey says Wan-Bissaka shows how much we need a right back. Yes. James Garner has to be ahead of Scott. Yeah, I'd agree on that. Yeah, where was Garner? A little bit disappointed not to see him today. I thought he was been a shoo-in, and with no disrespect at all to Charlie Savage, I was surprised Charlie Savage got the nod over him. So that's interesting. But we pretty much saw, didn't we? We spoke about this last night for anyone who joined us on the stream. We literally saw what played today, which is, he gave us the team essentially. Zidane and Charlie playing as a pair of sixes in the opposition was literally what came on in the second half. Thoughts on Rashford? He looks sharper, but I think he doesn't look like he's confident just yet. Starling says Pellistri is too good. I'm not seeing that. Sorry. I'm not seeing that. Peter Knight says James was injured. Okay. Some people are talking about no Garnacho. Look, you don't need to play everybody. Sometimes it's all right to do what we did. And plenty of people got minutes. So I think it's happy days. A good little run out. I think that's the one. So I'm happy with that. Is anyone unhappy with that? There'll be someone that's unhappy with that, I'm sure. I'm absolutely certain some people will be unhappy with that. Adil says you can see why Ten Hag wants Martinez. Yeah, but I still don't know for sure if he's going to play centre-half or in the 6. Krishwan says Laird for the start in the next game. I'd like to see Laird, in all honesty. But again, there's Laird. There's multiple people who haven't played just yet. So patience. There's several games in pre-season, and I'm sure everyone's going to get a bit of a run out. Weird putting Tellers at centre-half. I did think that. You've got centre-halves I think you can choose from. Why you use that, I don't know. Tysel said Ahmad and Pellistri look shaky. I don't think they're first-team level at the moment, in all honesty, to be honest. Rukov says, Steve, main thing, no sideways passing urgency on the ball and pressing. Yeah, I'd agree with that. We were breaking lines for fun. We were looking forward. I think that these are the sorts of things that you can actually measure in a pre-season game that are different from what we've done previously. And I thought those were really positive things for us to work on. They've got to travel to Australia now. I think it's in Perth the next game. Get some more training done. Get some more running done. Get closer to match fitness. Put on a bit of a show now against Villa. You've got that first game out the door. You can start to relax and you can start to really open up and play some football. But yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with where it went so far. Scott Pearce says Iqbal looks a baller. Just no says will Zidane eclipse Zinedine Zidane? Probably not. But if he gets close, we've had a hell of a player, haven't we? Leon says Tuanzebe and Maguire were injured, had no more options. Okay, fair enough. Red UK says still waiting for a better midfield. Thoughts on the Sancho and Bruno connection? I thought Bruno was okay. I didn't think he was spectacularly good or anything like that, but I thought he was okay. And I thought Sancho was probably one of the better players on the pitch. I thought Tony Martial got man of the match, and I think he had a good game. But to be honest, I think Sancho might have just edged him. I think. I would think he probably just edged him a little bit. James says, thoughts on Lindelof? Got played through when he went out to press in midfield twice, leaving us exposed. Thought the rest of the performance was good. Yeah, I agree. I don't really like centre-halves engaging too high up the pitch. Block, delay, deny. Those are the things that you want from your centre-half. Stay in the way. Don't get turned, don't get beat, don't go to the ground, stay in the way. And I think that he maybe rushed in a little bit at times, but he looked composed and he looked like his passing was appreciated. What I liked was people were coming towards the centre half and showing for options for the ball, and that has been probably one of my biggest criticisms of both Fred and McTominay in recent years, is that when we're on the ball, when the centre halves are on the ball, they like to mark themselves and they don't like to show for the ball, and both of them, Fred more than McTominay arguably, but both of them were actually coming towards the ball, looking for options, looking for ways to receive and then move the ball up the pitch. And one of the things that we had is we had rotations in midfield, and even then, if we broke the lines and went straight to Anthony Martial, he was holding it up quite well and then trying to link in other players. And it was at one moment, I think it was obviously in the first half, but halfway through, I think it might have been Lindelof played one to the feet of Anthony Martial. He's took it side on. He's knocked it out of his feet and he's hit one over the back of the far side fullback for Jadon Sanchez to run onto. And I was like, that's good football from everybody involved there. And I really like that. I think that was it. Gary Drew says, how did Shaw play today? Not good. I thought he was one of the ones that dropped the ball a little bit, to be honest, today. Jason says, overall positive stuff. Few more signings need coming through, though. Andy Williams says Shaw was garbage. I wouldn't go that far, but I thought it was not a good game. Matt says, if you look at McTominay's usual lack of showing for the ball compared to Zidane Iqbal, it's night and day. Yeah, that's one of the things is Zidane wants to get on the ball. I know United want to change the way he plays a little bit and have him operate a little bit deeper. And hopefully that was a bit of an indication of some of the signs of things to come, actually. Just No says, do I think Frankie de Jong will actually sign? I do actually think Frankie de Jong is going to sign, but I think Barcelona are hilarious. And I don't know if they mean to be. They're absolutely hilarious. The way they're like, yeah, if you want us to leave, you have to write off the money that we legally owe you. They're off the fucking nut, aren't they? They're absolutely off the nut. Someone there was just saying Simon Kellis dropped a super chat and he says, watch via LFC TV, sour people. Dave's kicking was okay. Rajat says, I worry that even if we sign all our targets this summer, our right-hand side is still going to be non-existent. Wan-Bissaka cannot build up play at all, and Sancho prefers the left-hand side, seemingly. Sancho can play both. He can definitely play both. I think he just played pretty good on the left last season, and people really took to him by doing that, and why hinder what's currently working when everything around him's not working. But yeah, I think he looked pretty good. Ion says Van der Beek anonymous. Thoughts on Dalot, says Jose. I thought Dalot was okay. Just an ordinary game. Nothing good about it. Nothing bad about it. Some good off the ball running, maybe. But apart from that, yeah. Matt F says the commentary on LFC TV was hilarious. I wasn't watching on that, so I wouldn't know, but I can imagine. I mean, knowing how North Korea-ish MUTV is, I can imagine Liverpool's is equally as bad. Hardeep says Nunes all-round game was shite. We might have dubbed him an £85 million Andy Carroll in the office during the game, but maybe we didn't. English Nerd says Ten Hag will unlock Sancho. If he does, you've got a hell of a player. Yeah, you've got a hell of a player. Christian says, thought Charlie Savage was excellent. There's quite a bit of love in the comments here for Charlie Savage. It must be said. Alex says, Pellistri right back. No. Jay says, the one big takeaway for watching us press as a team with a high line and attacking with purpose. Yes, again, it's pre-season, but we still did it, so it's nice to see. Can they build on it? And the other thing is, Ten Hag comes out and he's like, yeah, cool, I saw loads of mistakes, we're going to work on those. And I love that mentality. Sensational. Jerome says, let's build on that performance. We still have new signings to come in as well. Melvin says, Ten Hag won us a trophy in his first game. Big things incoming. Ian says Bay showing that he's the boss man when healthy. He's just off his tits, isn't he? And that's the problem with him. Rokov says too early to judge and predict main things. We just want overall improvement and a Champions League spot for next season. That's it, exactly that. If we can go into the season with a little bit of confidence, because the last 6 months was so bad from United, so laughably poor and bad, that if we can go in with any level of confidence at the start of the season, it might put us at least 1 point higher. And I know we need to be several points places higher, but that might just kick us on to be able to roll into something, because there was zero confidence, wasn't there? Absolutely zero confidence in the team. So even if we can just play with a bit of confidence that lets the players come out of themselves a little bit, that's all positives, isn't it? So I would say positives all around. There's no intention of anyone getting too giddy, But the open top bus parade is at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and there will be sausage rolls and rum. So if you want to get in the mix with that, I'll see you then. Anyway, but I am about to go now anyway. There's a super chat there from Zishan, which says Donny was not looking good. Kind of agree with that one. If you're in the Manchester area and you fancy coming watching tonight, we've got a game at 7 o'clock. So a couple of hours from now, it's at Wally Range FC. We are playing Rochdale Sacred Heart. It's free entry. If you want to come down and come and watch the lads, then come and check it out. And if you don't, well, fuck you. And I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.